Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today we were discussing the many ways that Kamala can actually win the election. Trust me, there's not that many. So yeah, let's just get into that. So Kamala Harris, not exactly a great candidate. I've talked about how she sucks as a candidate in multiple videos. You can click in the description, I have the videos right there. But Kamala Harris, we're not going to be discussing how she sucks as a politician. We're mainly focused on, in terms of the Electoral College, what are her pathways to 270? Trust me, it's not a lot. Given the current state of the race, Trump is way up, so you're going to have to run the table by quite a bit in order to actually get to that point. Because, I mean, even looking at the Electoral College right now, you got a pretty much a blowout material. All these toss-up states are either actual toss-up states, which one of them is Georgia, but that's going to go in the Republican column. It's moved way too far to the right over the past couple of years to even be a toss-up anymore. Trump is likely to win it, but also a lot of these toss-up states are former blue states. So if those are in the conversation, kind of looking like Trump is going to win. Now, Kamala, given the map, she can still pull out a victory, but it's going to be pretty hard. For starters, she has to win all the former blue states that are now in the toss up category. That means Minnesota, Nebraska second, New Hampshire, Virginia, which Trump is up in the polling in Virginia, so that's a pretty bad sign. And now you got the actual toss up states where you need to win these, otherwise, you're not going to become president. And Trump hasn't even gotten any of the toss up states, and he's still at 251 already. He really only needs Pennsylvania at this point. So if Kamala wants to win, she needs to secure Pennsylvania because if she doesn't, then she just loses. Now, in terms of the Electoral College, she can sacrifice Wisconsin and Nevada because even if Trump gets that, he's still not at 270. So Trump can definitely get Wisconsin, Nevada, which he's likely to win in terms of the toss ups, and not reach 270. But that means she has to go after Michigan and Arizona. Arizona, the polling there right now, ooh, yeah, it's not looking too good. He, in the polling there, if the polling remains accurate, he's going to win Arizona by an even larger margin than in 2016, which that is something you definitely don't want. And Michigan, he's also up in the polling there. And Kamala, she's trying everything that she can to try and win Michigan by appealing to the Arab base there and appealing to the voters who like Palestine. But also, you're kind of pissing off the Jewish base, which is why you kind of call Pennsylvania into question, and New York is going to get closer. So really, you need to trade one for the other, and she's going with her more Palestine-friendly base. So Pennsylvania, I mean, that's not even a state that she can really lock down if she keeps going that route. But also, Michigan, you kind of need it to get 270. Trump, he literally just needs one more state, or he could just go with Pennsylvania, or pretty much any combination that he wants. He could say go Arizona and then he wins 270, or he could say screw Arizona. In fact, screw the Sun Belt. Even though I'm up in Nevada by quite a bit, I'll just go Wisconsin and Michigan. I get to 270, and then really you don't have a lot of opportunity to get 270 because you not only need to prevent Trump from winning Pennsylvania, because then he just wins the election, but also you got to go for the Midwest, which that barely gets you to 270. And she's not really focused on the Midwest, and she's kind of doing pretty poor there. Kamala is not exactly a great appeal to the Midwest. She's not exactly one of those types. Joe Biden actually does way better in the Midwest, and he still was down. So, really, she has more appeal in the Sun Belt. Not really. She's more appealing to the West Coast and Colorado, but I mean, is that really much of a gain? Because they're going to vote blue no matter what. So, do you really need to lock that in? Because if you lose the Midwest, Trump, he literally just needs one of these states here, or a pairing of Wisconsin and Michigan, or Pennsylvania, or Michigan and Pennsylvania. Literally any of these states, he could probably find a combo to win. So Wisconsin, Michigan, screw these other states. She can do amazing in the Sun Belt. She can pull out an upset in Nevada. It doesn't matter. Let's just say screw Michigan. That's a more left-leaning toss-up state. So let's just say she wins that. Well, I mean, Trump only won Wisconsin in terms of the toss-up states, but she still wins. He really only needs one more state. If he gets the 272 with all the states that were extremely close in 2020, he wins, which he's up in all the polling there, so not exactly out of the blue. And then if he throws in Nevada, then you got an even bigger loss, which that doesn't help. Or he could just say, screw this, I'll just go screw Arizona, and then I'll find something else. I'll say, I'll win Nebraska second and then Maine at large. Boom, I got 270. It's not exactly a favorable map because Trump, he doesn't need to win too many toss ups. Kamala basically needs to win every single toss up state, otherwise, she loses. And Trump also, he can just say, screw the Midwest, I'll just go for Virginia and then win Virginia and then throw Nevada. Boom, he wins. That's a possible scenario because Trump, he's doing pretty well in Virginia. Republicans at large are doing well in Virginia. And then Nevada, that's trending to the right like crazy. It's going like Florida at this rate. And really, Kamala can win all the states that she wants. Trump really needs to focus on a couple states and then he wins. He doesn't need to lock in any of his likely or lean or safe states. He just needs to go for the toss ups and Democrat leaning states and he wins. And Kamala, she needs to lock down her safe states first, and then her likely states, and then her lean states. She needs to lock down the entire blue wall because Trump, if he's getting competitive in New York and New Jersey, well, you kind of need those to actually get to your 270 because, God forbid, you win all the toss up states and maybe even Georgia, but Trump manages to pull out a victory in New York and New Jersey, he still wins. So you kind of need to lock those down because you don't want to give him the chance of actually winning those states. Is it very likely? No, but the fact that there's a possibility means that she's going to have to dedicate resources to it. So really, this is the best case scenario for her is her winning all the swing states minus Georgia. Kamala, she needs to campaign pretty much everywhere, which does she really have the time and the resources to sufficiently campaign everywhere? Because she's already abandoned Georgia. Joe Biden already abandoned Florida, which that was a pretty stupid idea. North Carolina, for some reason, she's dedicating a ton of resources into winning, which that doesn't really make sense because Trump is actually doing pretty well there, and he won in 2020, even though it was a blue wave year, and Joe Biden completely upended the map with all the swing states. But North Carolina, it's still probably going to go Republican. Her chances of actually winning it is very, very slim. It's about as likely as Trump winning New Jersey, which that's not very likely odds, but still, maybe do a rally or two in North Carolina and you got it locked up. North Carolina is pretty much stopping any Democrat from actually making significant gains there because Republicans, they're making massive gains there, and so much so that I think the House seat is actually going to flip there. But Kamala, terrible candidate. I don't know why she's running. Well, she's a diversity hire, so that's why she's been picked. But really, does she add that much to the ticket that you needed to replace Joe Biden? Joe Biden does infinitely better in the Rust Belt, way, way better than Kamala could ever dream of because Joe Biden, he still has some appeal there. Like, he can still claim that he's from Pennsylvania. I don't know, maybe that convinces a couple people. I mean, he's not really from Pennsylvania, he's from Delaware. But it's not too much of a difference. But considering how they're both down, you don't really want that. You want all the advantages that you can get. Kamala doesn't really bring anything to the table. So, yeah, the map is looking pretty poor for Kamala. This is Trump doesn't even need to win any swing states to make this a contentious election. He just needs to pull out his 2020 states plus Georgia, and then he can make the race tight. And really, all he needs to do is campaign like hell in Georgia, just to lock that in, and then campaign like hell in Pennsylvania. He wins. He doesn't need to worry about any other state. All of them are just bonuses. And Kamala, well, she can't really pick Josh Shapiro to help her in Pennsylvania because he's a Jew, so can't really do that because you got to appeal to your anti Israel base. And really, does Kamala have any chance in the election? Not really. The media praise of her as an amazing candidate that's going to vanquish Trump with a electoral landslide, that's not reality. All reality is, if she actually manages to win, not only will there be protests against her victory saying that the election was rigged way more than 2020, but also, I mean, she's not going to win by that much, which is only going to fuel the protests. So, yeah, see you guys later.